It is a college town.
So where do we sign up?
Oh, so you want to be mercenaries too? I mean, we do sort of take the job as you accept it sort of thing here, but it's a lot of work. Okay. So let me get the paperwork out here. Now, looking at the types of you, it doesn't look like you seem to need orientation. I see you got a slasher. We won't register him. We'll just write him off as a weapon. Okay. Look, you can just sign here. Um, I'm gonna sort of accept in good faith that you guys know what you're doing. Um, and you'll
Of
need to talk to
course.
professors. They're the ones you really want to. If you want to get a job right away, that's who you talk to. They really do like it when you're a nice young go-getter. You go to their office and ask them if they need work done. They really hate having to come down here, get out of their offices, put up a flyer. Often they send the interns to do it, but interns.
Ha, yeah, I know interns. I've had plenty of them in my
I was
travels.
I was one. I was one for a very. I worked as one for quite a few.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of interns who look sort of like you, Missy.
Hmm.
Really?
Yeah,
Did they have
after a
tails
couple of
too?
years going in the tower, you just go a little bit crazy, start modifying your body, probably start eating people a little bit. Don't want to assume. It's just what they do.
Hmm. I just shrug. No offense, Sagan.
Uh, Unrelated, but you should keep an eye out for snow and stuff. There's Wendigos in the area, and if they're eating people, that's gonna become a problem.
Oh,
Hold on.
trust me, there's way worse things that are trying to break into this place than Wendigos. Oh, jeez,
What
that
about
Blightwood, let me tell you. I mean,
what
that's why
about
we need people like you, some young go-getters who can deal with that sort of thing.
what about pet fiends?
Oh, wow, so you already know about what's going on in Brosio then. That's good.
No. Um. No, I was thinking more like no more as in one nearly killed me above the Blightwood.
Yeah, that sounds like a thing that could definitely happen. Were you getting close to the mountain? Because they really like to go around there.
Yeah.
Don't know what's going on that mountain, but it can't be good.
Also, a word of warning. There's also there's knuckle of me in the river.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that's going to
And
spread all sorts of plagues. Well, the good thing is knuckle of these once they generate, they just try to avoid pure water as quickly as possible because if they step in the fresh water, they just get dissolved right away.
We'll keep that in mind.
I actually may have a way to get rid of that sucker then.
What are you doing to stop the Hobo King by chance?
Well, we got some good guys investigating it, trying to get some leads, but guy's darn clever, He seems to be pretty good at this whole infiltration thing. We thought he might be using the sewers, but nope, just Odiug's down there.
Any case details you could give us by chance?
Oh, let's see. He's got a lot of goblins working with him. It's very theatrical, like leaving little calling cards. I don't know. Seems like kind of a prick.
Sounds familiar.
Know a lot of pricks?
Lilia just looks around, right next to her, at Aora. No, I don't.
Really? Because I know
Okay.
8 of them.
Hey.
I kind of just leaned down and high five Tasra.
Yeah.
Well, a good teasing camaraderie is necessary for any group of thugs. Seems like you guys got your stuff figured out.
Any other details, like any patterns of his or her attacks, or
Well, I guess the jobs that they attacked, they seem to be kind of shady jobs. Guessing it's the sort of person who's trying to accrue a lot of dark magical power. But I don't know. I'm more of a recruitment guy. I'm not one of the investigator types.
that would be fine with the investigator types, because between the security details seem to be not very forthcoming.
Oh, the security is pretty good. They just don't talk to strangers, which is kind of what a cop shouldn't do. They just told everybody about the investigation. They could be talking to a criminal for all they know. Very well programmed. That's Sustained. She does very good work.
I must concur.
Yeah, and the mercenaries on the gig, well, I mean, they're working that gig pretty hard, They're working right with Mr. Clark himself, so probably not going to see much of them. Very busy men. I'm sorry, that's gendered language. They're not all male or human. No. Sorry, I'm
So
trying
is
to
there
get better at this
any
sort of
chance
thing.
we could be on the investigation, on the Hobo King investigation by chance?
Well, you'd have to put in some pretty stellar work. I mean, I'm hiring you on a mostly site-by-site basis, but you really haven't proven yourself yet to the city at large. I figure if you probably did something really good for the head professors at each of the universities, they'd probably give you a good word in. You could probably get in on the investigation ground floor.
Could you give us
Uh.
directions to the one professor that made the security robots?
Oh yeah, that's Dr. Teslestein. She's not the head of her university, but she's a good up-and-comer. She's in the technology department over there, the Academy of Technology. Yeah. Now, Dr. Teslestein, she's technically working under Dr. Mortimer Permelian. Oh, wait, sorry, no, that's the wrong person on my list. Dr. Syl Geiger. Now, Dr. Teslestein, she does a lot of the gadgetry and all that. Very, very good. If you want to get her department head, that's Dr. Syl Geiger. She's the golem expert. Yeah, a little miffed because Dr. Teslestein sort of cramped on her style of these clockwork mechanomen.
You mentioned Mr. Promillion.
Yeah, sorry, I got my wires crossed there. But Dr. Mortimer Permelian, yeah, he works in a different school, in the School of Practical Magic. Um,
Ah.
sorry. I'm getting all confused. He's in the Flesh Studies wing. He's the necromancy expert.
Mm.
And who's the third professor?
Yeah, well, the other head professor, Dr. Mortimer Permelian isn't the head professor of the Flesh Studies. He works with necromancy. It's the most useful of the studies, but technically the head of that department is Dr. Mina Lerna. She studies zoology. Finally, we got in the practical magic department. The head of that is Dr. Merlinus Gandaldor. He's good at all this stuff. It's also you also might want to talk to Dr. Goth Marlowe. Yeah, that's the planar expert. And of course, you've got Dr. Egon Bankstance.
God damn it.
That's the wacko who's all into prophecies and all that traditional bullshit. No one really pays much attention to him, but you could give him a look-see, I suppose.
Is this just a dumping ground for all your unused name jokes?
No, actually, I just needed a lot of scientist names, and I was like, shit, I've only got like 5, so I had to make up a bunch.
Merlin
Merlin Gandaldorf.
Merlinus.
Merlinus Gandaldor.
Carolinus,
considering-
Merlin, Gandalf, Dumbledore.
I say, considering how much prophecy ties in all this, may want to go talk to Mr. Egon.
Yeah.
It's
Actually, I was
pronounced-
thinking of going to
it's
see the
not
woman who
pronounced-
made the security bots.
It was pronounced.
Sounds like she actually.
Egon.
It sounds like she actually knows what she's doing and needs help, which seems a good combination for us to start with.
We should at least head to the,
Holy shit.
to the head
Yeah,
of
there's
the...
character notes in there. I probably shouldn't have given you all those, but fuck it.
Fuck it, I'm lazy. I gotcha.
So there's the technology studies wing, the flesh studies, and the practical magic studies. Which would you like to head to first?
I vote technology.
I vote the
Right.
Temple of Flesh with
Same.
wherever Lerna and Vermilion work.
Whoa! The Temple of Flesh? That sounds a little occult, buddy. This is the Academy of Flesh Studies. Thank you.
Temple. That sounds like a. It sounds like a
Alright,
strip
Flesh
club.
Studies.
It sounds like a strip club.
You make it sound like they're mutilating things for some dark god. They're mutilating things for the sake of science. It's totally different.
Isn't science a dark god?
It's
Not
a neutral
yet.
god. Science,
one's
the
defending
science god!
So I feel
Okay.
I'm being outvoted.
I don't have any
We're
strong
going to-
feelings.
We're going to hit all. We're going to hit all three of it anyway. So
Well, we're mercenaries now. Of course we are.
You sound way too excited, Howard.
I mean, haven't we been playing mercenary all along anyway?
You guys been playing mercenary?
In
we
any
haven't.
case,
We were never paid. So
whatever.
What I was doing before I met you bozos.
In any case, whatever is happening that makes them lose their organs, I'm sure that will come in our direction too. So the best thing we can do in this town is to play along.
Howard's getting genre savvy.
So if I were stealing, so probably if anyone would be wanting to steal organs, it'd be one of the next, it'd be someone from Flesh Studies.
Oh, I think
Guess
that'd
we're
be
going to
obvious
flesh
now,
study.
wouldn't it?
I mean, you've got time to go to all of them.
I mean, we're starting with flesh studies.
Yes,
All right,
let's
so
go.
Off you go to flesh studies. Of the three main magical academies, this is the least well maintained. Most of the flesh studies aren't very well respected. The necromancy wing of the building, however, is actually pretty well done, because necromancy is the one flesh study that's really pushing the boundaries of where magic can go. So, are you going to Dr. Mortimer Promelian first, or Dr. Mina Lerna first?
well, so I think we should head to the head. So
Yes, I agree.
the head professor.
Okay. So you go to the head professor's office, which is Dr. Mina Lerna's office. It's a fairly large room, a little bit shabby, but just because of age, not because it's not well maintained. Lots of books on the walls, as well as lots of animal specimens. Skeletons, skulls. There's books of theoretical creatures, lots of monster manuals.
Wait, theoretical creatures?
Mhm.
Speculative evolution then?
More like cryptozoology.
Mm.
And sitting at the desk is a woman in her mid or early 30s, human, pale because she has not seen the sun very often, with bags beneath her eyes because she does not sleep very often, and messy red hair, in a white coat with black rubber gloves, the standard wear of a head professor, or any professor really, in the town of Shelley. And she is currently poring through several books when you guys enter, and is so engrossed in her work that she does not notice that a group of misfits has walked through her door.
Lelia knocks first.
She did not notice the knock.
Aw.
Her door's open though, so like you could still walk through.
Is it her office hours though?
Yes, you checked.
Okay.
Hello there.
Oh, hello? Yes? Who are you? She looks
Okay.
up from her work and, like, clearly has no idea what the fuck you people are doing here, but is being polite.
We were sent by to see if you had any jobs for us.
New mercenaries.
Okay, you must be new. First of all, most of the professors like it when you call yourself something a bit less
Honest?
low-sounding. Yeah, honest. That's another good way to put it.
Acquisition squad?
Okay.
Contractors, procurers,
Acquisition team?
acquisition team. That's a good one. Yeah, something like that. Secondly, I don't have any work for you at the moment, but you are the first mercenary squad that has ever walked into my office, which is interesting. I actually do have a couple of projects. If I get them to the point where I want them to do, I would gladly employ you.
What sort of projects?
Damn it.
There's a couple of creatures that might be on the blight book that I might. And she starts mumbling to herself and looking at her notes. You get the sense that this woman doesn't talk to other people in person very often. She's like, and looking less
We could get you a couple of very rare items, rare creatures.
Oh, you're still here. Yes. Yeah. There's some projects I could hire you guys for. Yeah. But nothing that's really close right now. So I don't want to waste your time. You were probably looking for Mortimer Promelian. He's another wing of the building.
Well, what do you need help with, by chance?
A couple of specimens I could wrangle, and listen, it's gonna sound silly if I don't actually have proof that this is a lead. Don't worry about it.
Trust us. Tell us.
We've seen later.
And then a goblin pops up with a sign that says, "This side quest isn't ready yet."
No.
Another sign that says, "Try again later." I mean, if there's said, "I tried being subtle, damn it."
We just thought she was being
I got it.
awkward.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah,
She was
Come
being
on.
awkward. She was being very in character. Now I'm hitting the idea of it.
I got it.
I kind of figured, but wasting time is in fact our specialty.
It is, and I love it, and that's why it lets me do silly things like have a goblin get me.
Well, I guess maybe we'll see you around again, Dr. Lerna.
Mm-hmm. And she's already engrossed in her work again.
On her way out, Lelia sees one. Did we see one of these things before?
A goblin?
No, she's referring to one of the crypto books.
Yeah, probably. You saw some stuff like that.
Actually, I want to give her something. I'm going to take out the dire duck penis that I still kept on me.
No, dude, you.
Why?
Why do you still have that?
Okay, put it on our desk.
Giving one of the people a freaking giant duck penis. I don't think that's going to be very good to help our case.
Hey, a specimen meant something.
Okay, so Ayara puts a moldy, rotten
Nope. Actually, I made sure to salt. I dry and salted the thing first.
Oh, sorry. A jerky giant duck penis on Lerna's desk, shoots her 2 seconds into a wing, and leaves the office.
It's. God damn it.
Well, Ayara, I think you might be more awkward than she is.
What do you mean, your people? It's just her.
You've all done stuff that has ashamed me.
Don't worry, Verka. We're usually professionals. Usually.
No, we're not.
A specimen of something completely unknown. A specimen of an animal that's literally never existed before now. That sounds like something that'd be right up her alley.
And you gave her. Of all the body parts we've gotten, you gave the penis.
I don't have anything else from it.
Why did you say that to begin with?
Meanwhile, Zirka is just thinking, what the fuck did I get into?
I have left. I am walking down the hall, and I am looking for the other guy.
I'm with Ari.
Also, I do actually have a couple of feathers.
Ari,
I'm following my kobold friend.
Ari, while you're walking with, oh, sorry, there was some kobold interaction, I'll be quiet.
I just said I'm following my kobold friend. I'm not in any part of this.
That's fair. Ari, as you walk ahead with Buddy, A couple of gossiping students pass by each other. They see you and they see Buddy, and they're like, "Oh, wow, what a well-made slasher!"
I ignore them completely.
Ma'am, where did you get this?
I hit it with a stick. His name is Buddy, by the way. Thank you for being so polite about it.
Oh, is that like a riddle? I bet it's a riddle.
Yeah, you better
And
go
they start clapping their hands.
Yeah, study for about 20 hours and come back to me to see if you have the answer. Go ahead.
And off they scoot.
Leave the animals and Morty.
You just made their day.
Was there stables we left the animals and Morty at?
Yeah, of course there was.
Except for
Okay.
Morty, because he's just riding on our shoulders.
I'm sure it was run by a very eccentric individual. Not the same one, a different type of eccentric, because, yeah.
Well, who's
Okay,
Morty
so-
with then?
Yeah, Morty was with them. Because I don't want to do that voice right now. And off you guys
Don't worry,
eventually
Moondrop will
tread your way
keep Morty
down
safe.
to the head of necromancy, Dr. Mortimer Probelian. His office is somehow bigger and more well-furnished than the head of the entire department, because necromancy does very well. And you see lots and lots of notes about ghouls and vampires and liches and all sorts of famous undead scribbled on his walls, and lots of books of necromancy. Dr. Mortimer Promelian is a oddly pudgy fellow. For a necromancer, normally they're kind of gaunt, skeletal people. You know, almost like they're trying to aspire to be the things they create. This guy looks a little bit well-fed, like not super fat, but like, you know, he's rounded.
So he's not a brain in a jar.
No, not yet.
At least as far as we can tell.
Tig, you recognize some of that reanimating fluid that you found in Herbert's shack.
I can tell it is Herbert's and not, say, Jekyll's.
It's similar to both. If you got it down and analyzed it, you would find something interesting about it. But right now you just see it and you're like, oh, that's similar to that.
Oh, I would like to analyze it if I got a moment.
And Mortimer is currently looking at a book, but he notices your presence. He's also wearing some very thick red goggles. He's like, oh, contractors, how do you do?
Ah, yes. Hello.
I should do David Warner voice. Give me a second. I want to try something out to make this character distinct. Megatron. This is Shockwave. All right, I've got it. Yes, I do very well, sir. Are you here looking for business?
That we are.
I have a job that I need done, but I'm currently looking through my stocks to make sure that I aren't doubling up on certain supplies. I like to be efficient in my material usage. Come back here tomorrow night, and I should be ready for you.
Alrighty.
All right then.
Moving on.
Goblin fellow, you have an
yes?
alchemist look about you. I can see that you have some chemical stains. Are you certain you're into mercenary work? You sure you wouldn't rather enroll in our university?
I think I'm fine where I am. Thank you very much. I doubt there's not too much you guys could teach me.
Oh,
Smackdown from the goblin.
Aw, shit, Tig's gonna throw down.
well, that is quite the interesting
Science
response.
fight! Science fight!
Fight.
Science fight!
Science fight.
What's your name, sir?
The Tig the Timid.
Well, I aim to prove you wrong, Tig.
You're welcome to try. Gotta say, better have done.
Do
Excellent.
you think that is his middle name?
What?
No, I think his name is God.
Definitely.
All right, get out of my office.
Okay.
Tig, have you considered entering that festival?
With
I'm
what?
sure you could come up with something interesting.
I mean, I got a bomb that pretty much kills, not exactly vampires, but, well, yeah, it pretty much fucks up vampires.
Sounds like
Perhaps
this town could use some bombs.
I agree.
Also Jekyll's potion.
I'm not gonna, considering he was kicked out of Shelly. Jekyll was kicked out of Shelly. I don't think I want to go flashing that about.
What if you improve on it?
I don't have the time or people to hire to taste a stable potion.
this is a college town.
This is
I
You
don't know.
You will
Hey,
find
just eat a sandwich and you'll have a willing volunteer.
Look, I've been to college towns before. These people will ingest any sort of liquid.
Oh yeah. Actually,
True.
I was one of those idiots, those idiots in Mage College. Believe me.
Then 20
You're
minutes.
still
and
that idiot, don't worry.
20 minutes and a badly worded sign, and I think I could do that. Yeah.
In any case, are we off to the next university?
I suppose.
Which one?
So you went to flesh studies. Practical magic would be closest to you, and then there's technology studies. You want
Yes,
to
let's
do the
head to
logical thing?
practical math. Let's just go full
Okay.
circle.
The head of this department is Dr. Merlinus Gandaldor. There's also Dr. Goth Marlowe and Dr. Egon Venkstans.
Let's head down the list.
When you enter the estate, the office of Dr. Merlinus Gandaldor, I want you to imagine the most stereotypical, cliche, high fantasy wizard's room imaginable. Like Hogwarts up to 10. You know, just crank that shit up. Just, like, really get that J.K. Rowling boner fuel right there. That's what we got. Dr. Merlinus Gandaldor looks like the most stereotypical wizard you could imagine. You have seen sculptures in this campaign, tacky sculptures of wizards that are less cliche than him. He's got thick glasses, and I mean thick in that the glass themselves is like an inch thick. He has a beard that is actually longer than he is tall. Very elaborate robes, a great broad-brimmed pointy hat with stars and shit on it. And both a wand and a staff.
Oh my god.
Hello! Welcome to the Academy of Practical Magic Studies. I'm Dr. Merlinus Gandaldor.
Well, it's hard to
Oh,
fault him
well.
for enthusiasm.
Would you be some charming contractors?
Yes, we are.
Marvelous! We are certainly in need of your help here.
Oh.
I don't know how quickly this is gonna get annoying, but right now I like him.
TT, if this guy hits on me, I will kill you.
In fact, nothing has moved below my waist for 500 years. That's not canon. He's not that old.
Oh my god.
In fact, I have a request for you just right now that you could carry out.
Ah,
You see, a little ways outside of our city walls, there's a glade that grows the most marvelous mushrooms, and I need 15 of them.
15 mushrooms from the glade. Now, what do these mushrooms look like?
Ooh, they're quite splendid mushrooms. They have a nice tan complexion with bright purple spots.
Can I do a herbology roll or herbalism roll to see if I
Yes.
recognize those? Yay! What is that actually? Okay, good.
Knowledge nature, probably.
Oh, yeah, but
Okay.
I figured this will get me a more in-depth, fucking information about it. There you go. There's the word.
That or an alchemy roll.
That'll be my herbalism roll.
Okay. What he is describing to you are called peo mushrooms. incredibly poisonous, but used in quite a few very, very useful potions. High-level potions at that.
Okay.
And
What
where
sort
would
of-
this glade happen to be?
Oh, let me give you directions. And he writes them out, and the glade's not really that far from the town. Like, you have to go around the wall a little bit, and then 30 feet into the Blightwood. Not the most dangerous thing, but a little bit too dangerous to send an intern on.
Is there anything too dangerous for an intern?
Okay, it's not dangerous in that you would risk losing an intern, because no one cares about that. It's dangerous in that an intern probably would not be able to accomplish the quest.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, wait, they care?
They don't value their interns as people, but they do value the work their interns do. Just not enough to pay their interns for it.
So true to life.
Yes.
Before we head out to do anything crazy, would you happen to know anything about giant eye stalks in the woods?
Oh, yes. I would avoid those if I were you. They're quite creepy.
Anything more you can tell us about them?
Well, I did hear one mercenary band poked one in the eye. They were found in quite a horrific pose when they were dead.
Outstanding.
One was literally shaped like a pretzel.
Damn.
Damn!
Maybe I had some of that snail powder.
Maybe there might be someone in flesh studies who wants a specimen of such a creature, but
Not gonna happen.
oh, no one cares about them in that puny little work.
Oh, well, we'll get to
Eric
finding your mushrooms.
makes a mental note to get a sample of one of those things just to spite the stick.
I will make sure you are rewarded handsomely at the normal wage for your work in this project.
Is there any time you want this by chance?
Oh, well, you're just collecting some mushrooms, so I'd expect you'd be able to get it done by tomorrow.
Of course, of course.
Oh, good, you've agreed to the verbal contract. Now, if it's not done by tomorrow, I will dock your wages.
Have wages?
Oh, of course!
We got wages!
Not to pay you for your work. You're not an intern.
I don't know, I'm kinda used to not being paid for anything. In fact, on our last adventure, I lost money.
Oh, ma'am, and he takes his glasses off to show you his horrible, beady little eyes. Ma'am, we're not racist here. No one here sees color or scales.
Okay.
We will pay you for your work, regardless of your species. We're enlightened.
Oh,
Sure.
thanks, I think.
Now run along, those mushrooms won't collect themselves.
Of course, yes, thank you.
Okay. So do you want to see the other two people in this building?
Yep.
Well,
Yes.
we just-
Planar expert or prophecy expert?
Planar than prophecy, just go down the whole list.
Yep.
Okay, you enter the room of Dr. Goth Marlowe, and he looks like Satan in human form. But Satan. He's got the long pointy beard and the little mustache and like the Dracula haircut and everything. Like he looks like a Satan.
Oh,
So he looks like anti
Yeah, or like
Mirror Universe.
or like some of the versions of the Master in Doctor Who where they have the pointy mustache, or just a Satan, or Sinestro from Green Lantern if he had the goatee, but not pink.
Okay. Good.
Got it.
He's not a redskin Satan.
Hello.
Hello.
To explore the mysteries of the universe. Or are you just here to do some mercenary work?
Mercenary work.
Yes. I have nothing for you at this moment, but I am planning things. Very
You
big
don't.
things. I
You don't
may
want
need
to.
some people who are willing to explore the worlds beyond our world. For me. I'm glad I'm giving them all weird voices that I'm totally going to remember the next time I have to do them.
Will you, by chance, have a library that is open to the public, or at least to contractors? There are certain things I think I might like to research.
Technically, the rule of Shelley is that knowledge is open to all people. But most of my library is quite valuable and rare. Perhaps if you do a couple jobs for me, I might consider giving you a little look under supervision, of course. But you must prove you are responsible enough to handle
That's fair.
responsibility.
Well, be sure to give us a shout when your project is ready.
Oh, I will.
Also,
And, I might need your measurements for the exosuits. Yes.
Exosuits.
Exosuits.
I like this already.
Also, so, but as a side effect, if you ever want a chance to study an effort, read the following.
You look more like a half dragon, but okay.
I'm more both, honestly.
Interesting. You must have been in some freaky shit. Get out of my office.
Later, nerd.
Peter
Joke's on
Nerd.
you. That's considered a compliment here.
I know, I meant it as a compliment.
Oh, good. And then you enter the office of Dr. Egon Venkstance. And it is shabby and terrible, both because it hasn't been given a lot of money, and also because the owner of this office, as you quickly notice, is a frantic mess of a human being. He is tearing pages out of his books and pinning them to the walls, and then connecting them with string to other pages.
Oh
Is that Charlie Day?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I mean, it's Ghostbusters.
Okay, I'm gonna voice for it now.
Oh my god! It's male Narya.
Okay. I
You don't know who that is.
I'm just saying.
My calculations are correct.
And I believe her name is Ancient Aliens Girl.
Are you okay there, Professor?
You're contractors, aren't you?
Yep.
Oh man. Oh, okay. I don't have the funds yet, but I know a couple of guys. I can get the funds. I've got a project for you.
What sort of project?
Oh man, you don't even know. Okay, so the world is ending.
We know. Stars going out.
Holy shit! No one else believes me. No one else into astrology in this fucking town. Can you fucking believe that?
Are you telling me that no one in this town ever looks up?
Oh, we looked up, but they don't count the fucking stars. They're just like, oh, same old stars. They don't look at the star charts, and I showed the stars, and like, no one cares about the stars, dude.
We know why.
The stars are so important. There are other worlds in the stars. No one believes me. There are other worlds there, and I'm not talking about like planes. I'm talking about like our world, like Earth and stuff, with like water and plants and stuff, and living creatures, sentient creatures. There are these things called plums. That's not the point. The point is, the stars are going out. Something is eating the stars. And I don't know what it is. I think this is prophecy, see? And it's central to this island, but everyone's like, no one cares, dude. That's old shit. We're exceeding tradition here. But don't they see, this isn't about tradition. This is about the core workings of the world. You get it?
Yes.
Of course I get it. I
yes.
study stars for a living.
We've got like this prophecy of this conquering worm. It's going to be coming out pretty soon, and like no one's believing, no one's preparing. They're saying it's crazy talk. It sounds like what the Baron was going on about all those years ago. It's madness, man. It's madness.
Baron?
Wait, the Baron?
Yeah. The guy in the castle on the mountain, the Radcliffe Castle guy. He's been talking about this conquering worm for years now.
Interesting.
Well, what happened to him?
Well, he sent a guy over here. He's like, "You guys gonna do some research on this shit?" And we were like, no. I mean, I said yes, but everyone was like, "No one cares about him. He's fucking crazy." So, no, we're not doing any research on this shit, except for me, my poor underfunded department that no one's been a student of for years. We're doing research, and by we, I mean myself.
Damn,
The
dude,
point
that's
is,
rough.
the point is, I don't know what's been going on with him. That was like a decade ago when he tried to contact us, and he was shut down. God knows what he thinks. God knows what he's been doing to prepare for the unpreparable because we don't know what it's about.
All the towns have been going dock to the mainland.
Like we have, like where they're trying to pretend that we don't exist so no one knows what we're doing, or like in a different way.
In Machin,
Different way.
it was overrun by demonic cultists. In Nudison, there was a plague caused by super werewolves.
Shit, dude. Shit, this is all lining up. See, this is where the cheese merchant line. And no one believes me when I say that cheese merchants can predict major world events. See, the cheese merchant line has been cut off.
I'm sorry, what?
Don't you see? Once the cheese merchants go dark, everything else starts to fall.
Can Lelia roll a
When you
linguistics
cut
check
the
for
line of
chaotic?
cheese, when you cut the cheese, you cut the world.
God.
Wait, Lelia speaks Protean. Does she understand this in logic?
No, this is not logical. What he just said about cheese.
Exactly.
No,
Proteans
I mean,
don't logic.
can she comprehend it since she knows Protean? The language of incomprehension. Yeah.
Convey comprehension.
I mean, he's saying literally what he believes, and what he believes is that if the cheese industry is facing a bad time, the world is doomed. It's one of the signs.
Well, what help did you need with your research?
Oh god, man, there's so much I need. There's some ruins out in the Blightwood, okay, that may have the journal of the original warriors who slew the conquering worm. Of course, getting anyone, except for that nice lady in flesh studies, to believe in a conquering worm even exists is hard. Everyone else is
Dr.
thinking that
Lerna?
it's to them. Yes. Probably the only person here who's even close to as undervalued as me.
Well,
Trust.
let's just say we have equal measure to believe this conquered worm exists.
Yeah. Could even have a friend or something,
Yeah. Well, what you're gonna have to do, I'll raise the money so I can hire you guys. Make it all official, because God knows I've tried to hire some adventurers without going through official channels, and they just hit me with more fucking budget cuts. I'll go through the official channels. I'll get you instated, and you can go on a quest for me. That way they can't complain.
Of course.
Sounds reasonable. How much funds?
You.
How much funds do you need, by chance?
Well, look, you can't just give me the money. I mean, I guess you could try to slip it, but like, they're gonna know. That's gonna look skeezy. And
Why don't you just tell them you used alchemy or something?
I mean, they don't allow
do I
donations?
look like an alchemist?
A little, yeah.
I mean, do they not allow donations from, like, concerned citizens?
Or eccentric billionaires.
Well, yes, but then you have corruption from outside people trying to influence results. we used to allow patrons to help out the locals, the local scientists. But what would happen is a patron would try to get the scientists to say that one thing is true, corrupt the study to get us away from the truth, rather to the deception of what they wanted to believe is true. That's what that
So now
Circle of
you
the Thorn group was trying to do for a while here, and so we banned the whole donation thing. You gotta script up the funds, you gotta work by the sweat of your own brow.
I see.
So,
So
so
now
you're gonna
they are.
get those funds yourself.
Yeah,
Actually,
I've
hang
got
on.
some stuff that I can do to get the money. Don't worry about it. I'll get you in on it.
Who was the group who was trying to subvert the opinions? I mean, the facts.
Oh, well, there were a couple, but the big one, the one that caused the ban, was this group called the Circle of the Thorn. They were trying to prove once and for all that humans are superior to all other sapient species.
Hassles. Excuse me.
First of all, the idea of an inherently superior species is bullshit on our planet. Of course, the flumps are a perfection in all forms, but we can talk about that later. No, but they were trying to prove that humans were better and thus deserving. And while a couple of researchers were keen on that, the study was bogus. And it was the opposite of what Shelley stands for. We're about finding the truth, learning what the world is about. Which is why it makes me so angry that the bigwigs in the ivory towers, they're not understanding that learning about the past is just as important as learning about where we can take the future.
Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it.
Yes, or do worse, because if we don't kill the worm, the world is over.
Who would have been those professors that were keen to that research by the Circle of Thorns?
They were kicked out of town. A couple were executed because they refused to leave.
Cool.
What sort of stuff of bullshit do they try to pull in the study?
None of them were Dr. Jekyll, were they? Jekyll.
Oh, no,
JD,
I remember. That was a more recent scandal. Dr. Jekyll, he was just sloppy. He wasn't kicked out because of corruption. He was kicked out of incompetence. Just was not doing very well with his potion. He used himself as a test subject. I mean, that's not going to go well.
This is out of character, but is there any correspondence with a Westfield by chance in this room? Completely out of character.
The Westfield?
I have no idea who that would be, so no.
Naria Westfield, Ancient Aliens girl.
Oh, no.
Aww.
No. She died before she could become part of this community. And also Shelley is cut off. But Naria will return.
Just remember to do the Goku voice.
But hey, listen, I really appreciate you guys came in here, and I promise I'll make sure you guys get a great big payment if you want to take this job. I'll make sure it's all nice and legal. You won't get in trouble with security or anything. You won't get kicked out. I promise. I'll make sure it's all above board.
Just tell us when you're ready.
I will, sir.
Wait, before we leave, have you heard anything about organs being stolen?
Oh yeah, there's some sort of horrible guy robbing people, stealing things. Another reason why we gotta do this shit above board, If this looks skeezy, they might assume I'm involved with this whole robbing carts and stealing organs from mercenaries thing, and that would be bad for me.
Yeah, I could say that.
Yes.
So you don't have any insane crackpot theories about that?
Well, I heard that there's a shadowy figure called the Hobo King.
Yeah. We've
Now,
heard
this is interesting because, I read crime fiction, crime history on the side, just because sometimes you learn some interesting things about criminal rings. And there was another Hobo King before him. About 5 centuries ago, there was this fellow called the Hobo King. Completely different modus operandi, though. He called his group the Pickpocket Circus. Lots of goblins and kobolds and all that, and there were rumors he might have been a vampire.
So, if that were true, this might be the same person.
Well, supposedly, but there are also some pretty substantial. Actually, yeah, it could be. Because the Hobo King, they assumed he died, and that's what the pickpocket circus broke apart, and eventually the remainders either cut deals or testified to their crimes, and claimed that the Hobo King was dead, but he could have just been hiding for a resurgence. That's a good theory.
But you
Oh,
said
another
there were
thing?
differences in the MO?
Yeah, Hobo King didn't do a lot of petty thievery, despite the name the pickpocket circus is sort of a misnomer. Hobo King hit high-profile targets, aristocrats, people in positions of power. Also, the Hobo King's agenda, by all accounts, was pretty substantial and a little bit sacrilegious. He had a spell called the Spell of Unlocking Alignment Potential. Made scrolls of it and everything that people could cast. The recipes lost to time, but apparently it could take a creature that's set in a moral way and allow it to be what it could be if it wasn't determined before its birth what morality it would have. This is sort of heady shit. They don't like us talking about this sort of thing, even though it's an intrinsic construct of the universe. But let's say like a goblin. Goblins are normally chaotic evil, right? There's chaos is a force that tugs them towards it. Evil is a force that tugs them toward it. Goblins that naturally resist that urge are rare. Hobo
Take
King's
this is
spell
true.
could let a goblin act as if they were not pulled to those moral poles.
Intriguing.
Well, supposedly it's true, but I've seen a lot of goblins here that are very nice.
Yeah. Well, there are some sketchy reports that there might have been a mass version of that spell. Like, a version that could hit a whole population.
And where's this spell now? Where could the secret be?
Again, lost to time, but if someone could recreate it, you could cause a revolution. Think of all the creatures in this world that are restricted by alignment. Think of how many you could change. Anyway, this is different talk. This is all speculative, and you'd really have to talk to Merlinus. He knows more about this sort of nonsense than I do. I study prophecies.
We'll chalk it up to bring it up to him when we bring him his mushrooms.
I hope that's not what I think it is.
Probably is.
There's a wizard, so who knows?
Okay. Well, thank you all for stopping by. I promise I'll get that spell working as quick as possible.
Alright,
Thank
one
you.
thing before we go, though. Consider this. Hobos sometimes smell like pungent cheese. Think about it. And then I go.
Oh my god!
And he immediately begins reorganizing his chart.
What?
You.
I said hobos sometimes smell like pungent cheese because he was talking about cheese merchants earlier.
It's a cheese.
I love how the Ghostbusters guy became Charlie Day.